Which part of the world that could have happened, boss?
When you have large private sector organization in Jamaica providing financial support to the political party, to JLP, then you know that all this information and financial contribution is going to change the political party to be even more corrupt. And the fact that nobody is watching the donation.
Stick up in here, comrades. Me believe say labor rights is disgusting. Then what if me tell us a while ago, 5 police officers just come to me and a while ago. When I tell you people, look here, this thing is real, here. This thing is real.
It's rigged. The trade union have. I haven't been seeing the trade union being recognized, like their presence even being recognized. Okay? They're supposed to exert influence on the political hierarchy, but I don't see nothing happening. It seems like things are well organized and well funded privately.
Yeah, you know who that try to get on our platform one of this evening or one of this day, Mr. Renito Adams. Mr. Renito Adams to tell Jamaica people so we have to pay daily, you know. Yeah, would like to get Mr. Renito Adams on our platform to come speak.
I think when I come on a while ago, Jordan, when I come on a while ago, make him.
Brother Blake, what
yeah, man. Yeah, man, are you? Yeah, me catch your vibe.
Brother
yeah,
Blake, me there about, man, me there about.
Yeah, man, put in your piece now, man. Come like a drama.
Put in your face, me there street, man, that's why me not come on early. Me just get a haircut from the barber.
Alright.
Yeah, so me I look young now, make me looking very young, so me just get a haircut.
You know, really, what we say is that they're too comfortable with the political norm of corruption and everything. And if you can't stop that, then it's hard to actually steer any kind of political policies which will help the people. That's what I see. So it's kind of like, it's like communism. The country is under communist rule. Looks like.
This is not communism, brother. This is not communism. Because some of them that gone to prison a long time, murder, execution style and them thing. That's not communism, this.
This is a dictatorship.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I hear him say something, but what him don't realize, what happening. If the Prime Minister is going to try to gag people and say I'm going to come at people who are in social media who's blagging out against him, what that I tell you? Dictatorship.
Yeah. Great.
Because him say the time you take to look for a blogger who is talking the reality about you, is that the time you should take and hunt down the criminal them and lock up your same self in behind bars, because all know your statutory decoration can't come out. And you are going to come and tell people, say, every time them ask you for something, you turn up. If you didn't give them everything, it would have clear. Something is there blocking it, and them can't prove your earning to what you have between you and your wife. That is the whole issue. Look here, I watched something on YouTube with I don't remember which country, but I think I near down to Philippines or one of those countries. The president for the country is a woman. She couldn't buy a Rolex watch before she go in politics, before she becomes the president. And as a journalist, them go pint down camera and say every time she comes she wear a different Rolex. How she come by so many money to buy the Rolex.
Yeah, Gloria Arroyo of Philippines, yeah.
Yeah. And what happened? Straight in the parliament, them go straight in our house before the end of the morning and lick off the presidential door. I'm going to go clear out what's in there. Right now, although she's the president, she don't have that power. Prime Minister have too much. Corrupt the police force. That are the first thing.
And the army.
Corrupt the army.
Yeah, so the army won't go and arrest him at his house.
No.
At the nation's house, they won't arrest him.
No, he's the head of the He's the head of the army, you know. The chief of staff is there, but the defense board is the head of the defense board.
So the lady who's the head of the army was appointed by who?
All right. Was
There you go.
recommended by the chief of staff, the former chief of staff. Because you have better colonel, more
But it's not supposed to
educated.
be. We
Yes,
understand the
sir.
rank. We understand the rank. It's not supposed to be an appointment, but I guess it is now. That's
What
sad.
happened? They
That's
play
very sad.
politics with it. They are going to put somebody who they can use and use as a puppet. So that is the whole issue. You see, I was on last night I was watching something and I hear somebody was talking and I just stand up and I say, this guy really attack some rubbish. The way it upset me, me just come off, see, me never even log on, me just bypass it and move on. Because when them attack rubbish, me go on it, I'm going to get ignorant and dark. Because what they are talking is not factual.
Well, I suggest that people look at the BTI, Google BTI Transformative Index, type in Jamaica, and read what they're saying about it. It's such a letdown.
Yeah, the corruption is gone. The
Such a big
corruption too
letdown
high.
because it shows you every executive, whether it's about history, political transformation, the condition of the state, political participation, rule of law, stability of institution, political and social integration. The groups that are there that are supposed to be helping people away from the political process, it's been shut out, right? What about the development? What about a market where the working class people can survive within that market? And that is not only for upper class people only, right? Monetary stability, checks and balances, that's a big problem too as well, right? I mean, everything is just so underserved that it seems to be the norm. JLP has made this the norm. And because it's a norm right now, it's like who's going to really go in and try to change that unless they want to have political suicide? So I understand what the PMP is doing. They're outweighing everything and they're holding fit to make sure that accountability can be reached on some of these issues. But if the court is turning a blind eye because of bad checks and balances, then the system needs to change. The
The
whole system
first,
needs to change from the bottom up. Everything. Everything needs
you
to be pulled
see,
apart. There need to be a new referendum. Everything has to change. That's the only way you can have a thriving economy for the people. It's a shame.
the first thing have to happen in this country is the younger generation that are still at primary level and high school, the first thing we have to do is get back civics in school. Once you get back that, you can get the youth them coming next with a proper standard of life, looking on the politician what they must give to the country. Now handout. JLP start this handout business from 1962, you know. And for it to better, you have to start lock up some of them. Any politician you get a girl a do handout during election, him disbar from politics and you send him go a big yard. Make him go wear short pants.
Yeah, man.
Well, they're
That's
supposed
the
to have a
first
certain
thing.
amount that they're allowed to take. They're not supposed to take over a certain amount, right? But how do you have a system that you're saying that should seek to educate the younger generation, right? They should educate them on becoming a part of youth councils where they can get in at their municipal uh, with the municipal corporations and actually be a part of the political process. If you won't allow young people, which make up a high percentage of the population, not be a part of the political process and get their voice heard, how can you have a true democratic process? There's no
All
true
right.
democratic process. These young people don't even get a chance to speak at the mayor's roundtable. So if they can't get a chance there, where else are they going to really have a chance?
I go show you something now, my boss. And listen this now. And listen this now. The blatant corruption. I know nothing where I hide. Alright. There was a minister of transport. And the man said, boy, we want from St. Mary, JLP. The man said, we want police car carry short. And the man take 500 million of taxpayer money. Say, we get used car for the police because they're genuine and then good. And now we must see quarter of the car them we get. Where the rest of money there, where the rest of car them, they all know. We have talked something must around 10 years or 8 years ago. The man take the money there, you know. 500 million, and now we can't get the rest of car them. Bam! Every day they come about finsack. Adlisha take 150 million from 2018.
Well, the Auditor General's
Say the
office
report.
is responsible for that, brother.
Tell you, let me just finish. 18 from 150 million. Say, I bring the report. In resign now, no one the report can't come out. All now, taxpayer money in taking us. What kind of slackness all them thing there? Eh? You take taxpayer money. I don't know we hide you have a search, you know. You know say the man take it and I know we resign and we can't get it the report all now. So he go and whistle away. Just when you don't find
that got lost in the Auditor General's office.
you take it from it's a report. Where and you resign now.
Brother, it's shredded already. You're not gonna hear about it again. You see?
What them say about the report? They say if you want to get the report, you have to go online. And there's a study them put it there for.
And
that's what
the
the minister said.
And
that's what the finance minister said in Parliament.
Me no know if you go online go search for nothing. So well
you go and when you go online you have to prove that you're students at UWI or UTech or a university.
Yes. So they want you to be a constitutional lawyer, but check this out. The constitutional lawyers in Jamaica are not doing anything. They can't even bind together and create a force against the ruling party. Why are they not doing that when they have an obligation to do it?
Which part of England that could have happened?
What are they doing in the courts there?
You say
Westminster
system we have follow from England. And which part of England that could have happened and get away with it? Which part? Somebody speak up
nowhere. That's
you
right.
See the whole system with our politics today.
I'm gonna go and laugh.
With a dirty politics. He's a repeater of Siaga.
But believe me, Mr. Siaga never so bad, you know. I'll do thief. But he never so bad.
Watch again. What we study again?
Eh?
Mr. Renita Adam did a work for Jamaica. You see how people corrupt. No, Mr. Renito is not there. The police force is getting dirtier and dirtier.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have a man what stand up for the country, you try to get rid of that man.
Right? You hear the building. Imagine now you take $1 billion and you go deal with building almost 7 years now. And now we can't people over there. Right? They have 1% Mary where minister place you rent or lease. How much here now? A 3 years you get too much $1 million, 300 odd million I go team a year. And now we building fence up the people over there. And a taxpayer money do them something there, you know. Eh? You wanna look on the big conflict of interest. You member Parliament building, your lease or your rent. And I pay him all now. What tell me something. What for your lease a place, you know? And you pay the first money, you know. You're supposed to go do what you are doing now and open the place, you know. And how much here now and you can't open, you can look over the zinc up and fence up. And people now rub sentence with them, something them and a man thief too little, not thief. Because Jamaica house, the man go over there, do a rule is there. But he go over there and that man have to kill himself. Totally hacky. Totally hacky.
Listen to me. You see that? You see how the judge will sentence him so that go to prison. Because I'm going to say something to you. Who in Jamaica? King's house. Who pay the king? Who pay the governor general? We, the taxpayers. So all we are say, the judge should have go to prison. The judge should have run the police and everybody out there. You're going to say you set an example. You see, that's why the country they're back here. Because they have tried every way to hold back the small man. That means in fear to do things. During the 90s, the last big demonstration that went on, was when them put on just, must say, $1 on gas,
Right. Right.
It was the same tax so them put on now. They wanted us to introduce and say to the offset. And it don't help the
You have to
country.
roll it
It
back.
only, yeah, it only help in their pocket. Because it's like, oh, gas is going up and the dollar is sliding so much. That money now, you should have put it down and say, okay, we're going to bring down back the gas price. We're not going to raise gas because that money is supposed to use. That's what it put in for, One of
But
the
we did
main
cap it.
reasons.
We did cap it. And now
It
the
don't,
governor close
all
the
know it
cap.
don't help the country. It only one man with their petrol job and him own how much gas station within the time he becomes a minister of energy. Him own so much gas station. Come on, we need to listen me. The only thing can bring back this country is for people to start to look into themselves and stop say partisan politics done with. Even if you are labor right and the party doing something wrong, you must can stand up. If the PNP does something wrong and you as a PNP and you can lick out against it, you're not the first, you must put yourself as Jamaican first and then everything come after. You can't be, boy, my blood green, I'm gonna answer not more. No. The country come first. Once you start to put your party in front of the country, that means you don't want to go nowhere. You want to stay behind the back of the class. And we can go all the way back to 62, and prove it, Labor right don't have no sense from morning. Because if the remember, Norman come out and say he would invest more in school and education to take the country away from poverty and everything. Bustamante come and says, Salfish better than education. We still a pay fee dearly today.
Well, I can tell you
If
something, sir. And
if Jamaica had got federation from day one, we would be better off today. You notice? Tell me how many men within the PNP party ever try to push themselves to get served from the Queen. Notice majority of them from the JLP always want to be served. Push themselves to get served from the Queen.
right now, let me tell you something, sir. Me not proud to be a Jamaican right now. You see all the Olympic team who I go up to right now. Me never believe say I must pass, me go pass to hear it. Because me not proud to be a Jamaican. Me shame. You know the reason why me I tell you me shame? And me talk every day. Me say me a man me go up on the program more time. And me there Canada. And me tell sometimes me boast when in a factory there most white people and them half about Jamaica, Me tell life in Jamaica so tell me weak more time. Me had on sound sitting. Oh, Jamaica this and Jamaica nice and rare. And say, really? And me I say, beach and people were nice and rare and lo and behold, the man and shame me sense here. When a lady lose her baby, man, lose her baby in the hospital, ask them for the lady something, them they say no have it. The lady come down and say, beg you roll a toilet tissue. And you look upon the lady, and you know the lady a flame it, and I tape you, and say, we no get patient them thing there in Jamaica. Now tell me how me fi go proud. When me see all them people again now, but I go right over the world. How me fi feel? When me go tell them see again now? Then shortly, Canada and America put out advisory and say, boy, right now, if we no sick over here, catch a plane and come, nobody check Jamaica health system, catch a plane and come over back. Now tell me what me no fi shame for now. Tell me how me fi proud to be a Jamaican now. Tell me now. Eh? And that me a ask you know. When me see them people again now, me no must hold my head low. Tissue paper. You tell the lady to set up herself and just lose her baby as a woman. You tell her say, that give patient that in Jamaica. And me just tell her that, and me see people take sick. And drop down, woman drop down, and when me look on the parking lot, me see some blue light and red light. Fireman come, policeman come, ambulance come, he place full. I must run 15 to 16 different vehicles in there, a flashlight, and a one lady drop down. Eh? And a team ambulance we about your boss. Pick your people in the hospital and home if you prove to be a Jamaican. Tell me now. What reason me have to prove to be a Jamaican right at this
The
moment?
health minister boasts about the health system is good.
Tell me now. Home if you prove to be a
He
Jamaican.
live in some other world, you know.
A preacher man don't know how he hurt me now. He hurt me. My mother dead. My mother going for broken hip at 90 yard. And in the hospital, you see a pneumonia kill her. How she get pneumonia in the hospital? And not even a car she did have. Eh?
You hear me talk about it from the program already.
Let me tell you something, man.
You hear me say it already.
That's what man don't know.
Brother crash, them transfer him from St. Anne's Hospital to town. And him neck break. And they are going to pin him up tomorrow and him dead today. Because we just get the pin.
You see it?
We have to send go overseas to buy the pin.
Jesus Christ. I'm
And him dead. And we have a next cousin crash in Canada. Same thing, broke him neck. And him is alive today.
Then I same thing with me mother man a pie. We buy pin, you know. We buy pin. We pin her up. I know like we wait on them, we buy the pin. And you tell me say boy right now pneumonia kill her. And not even a car she will have before she go to the hospital.
For me, like say, the health minister get money for kill off the senior citizens of the country. I'm going alone, we can't look on it. Because too much.
Somebody tell me, oh, me feel proud to be a Jamaican. And how you hear me talk a while ago now. Tell me how me feel proud.
Yeah. That's a fact. They took money from WF to kill off the older generation.
Right.
The life expectancy in Jamaica is 70 years old. I can't believe it.
See the Olympic team, I go for them, I say, and not the reputable doctor, them, I say, I go with them. Where you ever hear
The
that?
first in the history.
They get the doctors. You know what they do when the Olympic team come? When the Olympic team go to the countries, the doctors from other countries are the doctors for them, not the doctors from their own country. Which is another shame again.
We always travel. Jamaica always travel them person.
We know Jamaican.
Physio, everything. Going to the Olympic. This is something I know of. And you are going to tell me you are sending up people now for certain things, and 90% of the team can certain say if anything happen to them up there, they don't forget depend on a foreign doctor. Come on, we instead we are go forward, we are go back here. And these politicians need to realize that they are doing a lot of crap, and every time them do something and it damage the country more and more. This prime minister is one of the worst prime ministers Jamaica ever see.
The whole government.
Worst administration at Jamaica we ever see. And we can't get better until we see the backs of these guys. You as a prime minister going to say you are going to suspend the people that used to chair certain board because in a parliament because people not turning up. Because you're going to get the chance now to cover up your dirty, nasty, corrupt system. And you say, you're going to tell me, Jamaicans say, you are going to hunt down people who are coming on social media and talk. It's him, if he weren't words I use and I hold him, him say, you must hold the government accountable for what's happening in your country.
When he was in opposition, right?
When in their opposition, and him say, is you vote for our prime minister, not our opposition. You don't vote, you vote for our prime minister, so you hold the prime minister accountable.
See them a fight
when a parliament a basket with $3,000 buy some grocery. Take the same $3,000 and try to buy the grocery now. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. And you want to cook a good Sunday meal. If you somebody who grew up in certain style. Alright. So you grew up on a Sunday, you see your parents used to cook 2 or 3 meat, and you grew up with that all during your life. You always try to follow the pattern, because what? On a Sunday you feel so Sunday meal supposed to be totally different. It's supposed to be a family day, a family dinner together. No, when you cook on Sunday, you have man when not eat certain things, and him can't eat a good meal.
You better buy two big flash out, and one big
And,
and one
and,
small
and
one.
they will tell you this. When me cook on Sunday, my Sunday meal, maximum 5 grand.
And then
Maximum $5,000 for the Sunday meal.
and
Because I can't, we grew up
it
where
could
me
go
not eat
twice
certain
Thursday.
things. And make you see like how some people will go supermarket or go wholesale or meat shop and buy chicken back. You not get meat with. Because we used to say the chicken back a dog food, because we used to have dog in my yard where we cook it. Big dog them. That's how me grew up. We used to cut up chicken back and fry it up, cook it with cornmeal and give the dog them for them dinner. So me grew up don't love, never know say chicken back for eat, for people for buy for eat. When we go shop and hear people are order it, we say a dog them a go feed.
Then you can't get a big dog now. Remember that at $300 a pound feet
At
now.
$350 a pound for chicken back actually.
That's what
Chicken back come right up against chicken.
they used to
Comrade
call the
Jordan,
bike
how
a
you do?
jawbone.
Good evening, comrade. Good
Good
evening.
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 Yo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so, you do, comrade Bar?
Boy, me there cuss out your party.
Then wait. We don't want you sneaking, so we want you talk your way, man.
I know man, I'm a brethren man. You don't know say me and him a comrade, but I saw we have to run with joke when we have.
Well, make sure you're talking, brother. No ramping, come be ready,
No man.
I'm shield me
Man,
put on, man.
no man, a genuine socialist man. We are come out of the era a manly time.
Oh, I'm shield me put on and draw me sword, brother. So talk fast.
All right, Sidney, you don't have to draw nothing.
I want to catch your voice. Me catch your voice now.
You catch your voice? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right.
In regards to the Constitution, I hear you guys were discussing the Constitution.
Yeah.
Good evening, Council Brat. Who is that? Dean, Jordan, Chief Michael, everybody, good evening. Good evening, Mrs. Escobar. Yes. Good evening. Good Sydney, evening. Yes. I hear you for answer me. My me have liquor in the iron pipe, Sydney. My me have liquor in the iron pipe. All right, the comrade.
Genius.
I was having some discussion with some university graduates all last week where they are looking at the constitutional reform, and we all came to the conclusion that the action taken by Comrade Mark Golding is the right action to those sign the CRC report, because the CRC report seems like a prepared document on behalf of the government. You understand? And there is two questions which came to mind readily. And before I even go to those two things which we found out, I want to question Dr. Lloyd Barnett. How could Dr. Lloyd Barnett trying to Jamaicanize our constitution and allow those two segments to be in the report? And the two sections are as follows. The compilation of the Senate from 21 to 27. If you sign that for the Senate, then there could be collusion between the president, which is appointed by the prime minister, and the government to suppress the opposition and pass law in parliament by a 2/3 majority without getting a vote from the opposition. That is one. The other one is a two-tier system to appoint the president. The first is to appoint the president by a 2/3 majority in parliament. And if you cannot get a 2/3 majority in parliament, you can do it by a simple majority. But to do that is that the government could frustrate the opposition in not coming to an agreement for a 2/3 majority and then move away from the 2/3 majority to a simple majority and appoint the president, and the opposition can't say anything about that. Those two particular things is to suppress the opposition. So I want to hear each person's view on something like that, because that is what is in the CRC report at this time.
Well, the Constitution lawyers, I'm from the younger generation. I'm a younger comrade. The constitutional lawyers need to challenge the Constitution at a national level. How comes that preparation is not happening?
Well, exactly, because how could the chief constitutional lawyer, who is a representative of the people, and the CRC committee allow something like that to come through?
Mr. Blair, I would say though, this document, this is why we are back and forth with the Constitution, because this thing now go away, because the opposition now go sign off on this, because this is, once you are trying to suppress the opposition, you're going down the road of dictatorship. So therefore, this document where them a try to present, I use the word try because that are what them a do. No, you understand? It's not going to be accepted by Jamaicans, and worse, the opposition is not going to sign off on it. And I think some of the people them who sit on the committee, like the church, they are just naive. And you know that some people, when they are in the presence of persons in authority, they crumble under pressure. So I think the church have done no justice to Jamaican and the goods and the people who like Mr. Lloyd Barnett, who we think who would have stand up for Jamaican and not for a political party. I think he himself have done great injustice in regards to the CRC report. So therefore, we are saying right now, this process, call it say null and void now, because we are not going to sign off on something like this. If this report is about not holding the politician accountable as much as the Jamaican citizen, we are not going to sign off. And the best thing, we stay with the one we have already. You understand? If this thing is not going to be addressed, we are going to stay with the one that we have.
Right. We start out after the election and things clear down around a year or so after too. We start out at that time, but not in this rush and of an election coming, because we know the vibes of this government and not right now. Because whole part things be straight now. Whole part things be straight now, and then want to come push things down with you. Mr. You Small, that man is our king councillor or queen councillor? King councillor?
Yeah, he's a king because the queen
Right.
dead. So he's a king now.
When me hear Mr. You Small talk it and me see the man say is around 40 page and them a give him 20 for sign, where the other 20 there? And that's why they have the foolishness and the teeth for hide and not give him 20 for sign and say, man, so but me can't sign some and left some. Come with the rest of 20. Eh? Why you give me 20 for sign and 20 left? Why you hide that the 20? Eh? You have 40 page. Give me the whole height when me sign. There's a generalship there. So them things they can't work right now. When election done, around 2 years after, who live, we can straighten it out there, so, and we straighten it out. Because you're going to have opposition and a prime minister and a government same way. But not in this rush. A matter of fact, you see, away for life and death, nothing will come right now. Everything will just stay back right now. No sign nothing again now till after election. Because with this all what go on now, all when them come with good, me talk with you. Right now this government do the world a good right now. They could have kicked up and fix every road we don't have no more patrol left. Me still wouldn't vote with them and me still say a general patrol election I come make you do it. Because you have 7 year, 8 year and I know you do it. So no matter what you do now, no matter you could have built 50 hospital, you could have put on 1 million garbage truck. You could have clean like a whistle now. Me no rate you at just to election I come because after election if you win, member say we gonna write down back again. So me not trust them again. So make everything scrap and don't it. After election we straighten out what we straighten out. That is it. So me see.
Thank you, Sidney. Councillor Brad, your input.
Good evening.
Even
As Uncle Sidney said, it doesn't matter what they come with now. It matters not what they come with now. And the way things have played out, it is in our best interest for this party and its minions to not touch, not even the paper that they're going to print the Constitution on. Honestly.
right.
They are not to be trusted. They have proven that they cannot be trusted. There are a lot of things that they have done, and there are a lot of things that they are doing and still plan on doing, and we don't know about it. We have no idea as to what is going on. They tell us bits and pieces of what NIDS is. And NIDS is not NIDS. NIDS is NERA. And it is wreaking havoc in Uganda. Persons are left at a disadvantage because it is something that they have to have. And there are persons who live in the very, very, very remote areas. And they cannot access it. And when they go to the medical centers, they're being turned away. All persons who are entitled to their little thing that they would get at one time or the little pension, they are being turned away, and they are being told that, listen, you have to prove that you are a national here. How on earth are they going to prove it? How are they going to prove it when maybe a lot of them, they were home births, but yes, they would have been registered in the system already. But because the system is so flawed there, they are the ones who are feeling the pinch to it. And then there's another unsafe aspect of it. My information would be entered, but then my gender will be entered as a male when I'm a female. I have a clean record, and I'm being entered as a criminal when it is not true. And this is NERA. And it is the same system that is being pushed and marketed to us. And it is being called NIDS. It is not NIDS. Yes, the card that they're going to give to you, it is called NIDS, but the system is NERA. And it is set to take over the fully function of RGD, Register General's Department. So all of our data, all of our deaths, marriages, adoption, every single thing, every information about our ancestry, this thing will have access to it. So there will be no more RGD. It is a dangerous thing. And yes, I can confidently say it is a dangerous thing, because Minister Vaz would have shown us that it is a dangerous thing. He acquired Mr. Golen's data, and he put it out in the public domain. If that is not dangerously unsafe, then please somebody tell me what it is. So yes, I am confident enough to say It is unsafe. Not even the paper. We don't want them touching. We don't know what it is that they're doing, so we don't want them touching anything for us.
Nothing,
Then
nothing.
there's the aspect for land reform. We don't hear them talking anything about it. Here we have a PM who is going around knocking on people's houses and calling them squatters. But here is Mr. Beast building. He built 100 houses for persons. And who did not have title for the property, he gave it to them immediately with their keys for their houses. So this is a gentleman from, I'm not sure where Mr. Beast, hold on a little bit. See? Hold on, I soon tell you where Mr. Beast is from.
Yes.
Which country is Mr. Beast from? Which he's from USA.
Yes.
And he was here. And listen, he went to some of the most remote areas. You would not like to see the living condition of an entire family. Some of them are entire families. I mean, mother, father, 3 picnic, 4 picnic. And you wouldn't want to see what they were living in, what their living condition was. Nobody went and assisted them. Is a gentleman from all the way in US came here and his 100 houses he built. And he improved persons' lives.
God Almighty.
But yet we have a PM who is going around and knocking on persons' houses and calling them squatters. And you want to hurry up and push through a document. You don't want anybody to read the document properly and vet it and go through it with a fine teeth comb. You want to hurry up and push it through. And nothing, we don't know anything about land reform. What about the Maroons? What about the Rastafarians? What about the Tahinos? Because yes, the Tahinos are here. They're very quiet. They've always been a docile set of people. But they are here. What are you going to do? Push them off where they are and you're going to call them squatters when they were here before everybody else? It is unfair, so no, we don't want them touching anything at all for us. Uncle Sydney would have touched on the other point that I wanted to say. But here we had a minister where millions went missing under his care. Some that he used for personal purpose and all of that. He got a settlement and him still come back, come get the next settlement. Well, a little old man who was hungry. And he went to pick a dozen ackee that I'm pretty sure would have stayed on the tree and rotted. Yeah. Gone back to nature. And you prisoner man,